Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here to race number 11 of the second season of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series, powered by the WRA. Today, we're going to finish up this race weekend from Loudon, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, as we're getting set for 100 laps here this afternoon. Elena Aurora winning the pole yesterday in pole day qualifying. She starts on the pole position. It is the first pole of the year for RCR. Elena is 28th in the point standings coming into this race. She is alongside of Jay Green, who is 23rd in the points table. He is also third in the Rookie of the Year standings, right behind Liliana Beta and Nathan Ormond coming into this race. Luna Farmer ran in the Busch race yesterday, had a quiet run. She is making her third start on the season, starting in, ironically, P3, and she's alongside of Betty Johnson. Ever since the ride change, it's kept her in the top 10 of the points. However, she has dropped 2 spots down to 7th in the standings after a not-so-good run last week at Texas Motor Speedway. Look at the rest of the starting lineup for this afternoon's race. We're going to go ahead and get these cars moving. And the 42 Winston Cup cars rolling out onto the track. Here are your points coming into this race, presented by Golden Corral. We have it co-points leaders, Vanco Seaman and Annie Thomas. They are tied for the points lead. 27-point gap over third place, Maddie Crenshaw. 37 over Hannah Bluejay, who's fourth. Margaret Jacobs is fifth, 41 points back, tied with Jessica Miller. Betty Johnson, 42 back in seventh. Ashley Reynolds dropped 5 spots down to eighth in the standings. J TwoTwo dropped 3 spots down to ninth. And Samantha Grainger, 59 points back, is 10th in the standings. We're being told Brendan Rogers has got a problem. And that will be a wave off. Give me a sec. Okay, made sure Brendan Rogers got his car fixed. So they had to take a couple of pace laps around. Had some drivers have some issues coming to the green, so they have waved off the. They had to wave off the start 4 times. Thankfully, at least I edited all of that, so we will go green this time by, as the pace car will pull off. The Lennox Industrial Tools 301 is green here at Loudon. Aurora comes off of turn number 4, will lead the first lap of the race. Annie Thomas lost a spot to Ashley Reynolds, and now she's starting to drop back a bit. Lena Aurora looking for her first win on the season. Ended up making the playoffs, got eliminated from the playoff contention last season. And Beta just got up into the wall. Somebody tried to avoid the M&M's Ford. Couldn't tell who that was in the back. But we remain clean and green. One thing I do need to correct, I said there were 19 drivers already locked in the All-Star race. Well, actually there is 20 because Tatum Wright won last season. As we got contact in the back, that was Betty Barrett, and I couldn't tell who that was, and that was Ashlyn Wright. As those two just made a little bit of contact, but they keep it together, so we stay green just like that. But as I was getting ready to say, Tatum Wright actually won a race last season, so that's why there are 20 drivers locked in the All-Star race, not 19. So I just want to let you guys know that in advance. Cautions out for the first time today. That did not take long. Lap number 4. is our first yellow of the race, which makes things a bit interesting. Is that if we have pit stops, I don't think these drivers are going to make it the rest of the way. But let's see what brought out the caution. I'm seeing Brendan Rogers back here at the rear of the field. I think Nathan Ormond may be involved. I think. I'm trying to see if he's got any damage. Yeah, he's got a hood buckle on the CarQuest Auto Parts Chevrolet, so he must have had something to do with an incident on the front straightaway. So that's not good for the guy that comes in as the rookie points leader. So Austin's out for the first time today. Yeah, there's like multiple skid marks. One of them is Ormond's. I don't know who the other one is. Well, we'll find out as we're going to jump back to look at a replay here in the early stages of the Lennox Industrial Tools 301. This is what happened to bring out our first yellow of the day. I'm just going to clear that because it likes to flash. I'll fix it off the air. You see, Nathan Ormond made a little contact with Lucy Myers and comes down into Brendan Rogers. That also sent the 92 of Sydney Vortex around. Also, Brendan Rogers got swept up in it. So I didn't realize Lucy Myers was swept up in this incident. And that's, by the way, the top two in the Rookie of the Year standings that got involved. Nathan Ormond and the gal that was trying to run him down for the rookie points lead. So Lucy's got left front damage on her Lucas Oil Chevrolet. Tough break for Brendan Rogers. His Winston Cup career just got off to a rude introduction, if you ask me. And Sydney Vortex made another start 2 weeks in a row, but don't know how much damage on that 92 as he yells out for the first time today. Let's get to the restart here at Loudon. Going to go back to green here on lap number 9 of 100. Some drivers came to pit road, probably those that were involved in our first caution of the race. First time this weekend we've had a yellow that happened before 10 laps were completed. Lane Aurora is the leader, Luna Farmer second, Jay Green third, Betty Johnson fourth, with Ponzo Albanus in fifth. Ashley Reynolds sixth, seventh is Annie Thomas, Cody Smart eighth, ninth Matthew Hubert, and Ashlyn Wright will complete your top 10. Nobody out of the race from that incident. So we're going to have our first single file restart of the day. And like I said, first time this weekend, we've had drivers that as we're back to green here at Loudon. As Elena Aurora leads this race, as we're still in the early stages. This is, by the way, race number 11. After today, we got Dover and Darlington before we conclude the first half of the season, which will be our all-star break at Daytona. It will be only the Cup drivers that weekend. So those are the races we got coming up the next couple of weeks before Trucks and Busch join up with the Cup drivers at Charlotte for their longest race of the season, which is the Coke 600 weekend. One of our crown jewel events we have not had this season yet. Got a issue with the 77 of Todd Montgomery. We're being told it's a fuel issue, and he's slow. Yeah, he's got a fuel issue, and he's currently in 34th, so he needs to come to pit road to get that resolved. They're going to have to come to pit road. At least it happened early in the race. And he is coming to pit road, so that's not good for Todd Montgomery. Todd came in race 17th in the points, so this is not what he needed. As contact between Jay Green and Luna Farmer. Of course, Luna Farmer raced her way into this event via the Go or Go Home qualifying session we had yesterday for pole day qualifying. Luna had a quiet run in our Busch race yesterday. Of course, she's full time over there. That's why she's running a limited schedule here on the Cup side. And she's starting to slowly drop back. I'll lose a spot to her teammates, Betty Johnson and Ponzo Albanus, the defending Cup champion. But very proud of Luna Farmer getting this car into the show, which I don't think anybody expected that, as looks like the problem for the 77 is not terminal, as they have gotten Todd Montgomery back in the race. He will now be one lap down as a result, but he will be up to speed, so they got the fuel issue fixed. Fortunately for Todd Montgomery, he's going to hope and pray we have a long cycle of stops. I don't know if they changed tires or not on the Kodak. Is he running Kodak or is he running? Oh, he's running the Jasper car. I thought he was running Kodak, but he's not. So I don't know if they've changed tires on the Jasper Dodge. But remember, with the exception of all those drivers that were involved in that first caution of the race, nobody came to pit road under that first yellow. So we'll have to see when these drivers are going to come to pit road. I believe the fuel window is between 87 to 92, if I recall correctly. So these drivers are definitely not going to make it 100 laps on one tank of fuel, since we're using the cup physics. You look at last weekend at Texas, we had 3 cautions combined the 3 races we ran this weekend. We've doubled the amount of yellows this week here at Loudon. We had 2 cautions in our truck race on Friday, and then our Busch race that ended under the yellow had 3 cautions, and we've already had our first yellow in the Cup race, as Jay Green's going to take the lead from Elena Aurora, and he did get a lap lead. So move the Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet back to the lead here, or move him to the lead of the race, rather. And remember, Jay Green is trying to run down Nathan Ormond for the rookie points lead, as Ormond is the highest of the rookie drivers in 19. As Betty Johnson just got up high and lost some spots to Albanus and Farmer. There's Luna. Luna making her 3rd Winston Cup start of her career. Doing a very good job here in the early going of this race. Take nothing away from Luna Farmer, whether she has a good result or a bad result in these cup races that she makes. Take nothing away that she should be proud of herself getting this car into the show each and every week that she's been attempting to qualify in ever since she took over that ride. Of course, next week will be Dover's. We had some skid marks off of turn number 4, but the caution is not out, which would have been big for the 77, and it looks like Brad Lewis is the reason for those skid marks as he brings the Terex Ford into the pit lane. So I'm starting to wonder if he had something to do with an incident that is not going to bring out a yellow, but he will go a lap down as he's got some right side or left side damage he needs to fix on his Roush Ford. Remember, Jamie Bonine won the Busch race yesterday, so Roush is not off to a good start here in the Cup race as we're nearing the 1/4 mark of this race. As it looks like Senor Sean's back. Approaching the 1/4 mark of this race, lap number 23 as the chat. Oh, that's for Brad Lewis as he's now off the lead lap. So Brad Lewis has had to make a 4-tire pit stop. I don't know who got into Brad Lewis. We'll have to look at a replay to find out what happened to Brad. At the top break for Brad Lewis in the 17. Comes in this race 22nd in the points. Gained 3 spots after last week's race at Texas. You heard my Discord going on in the background. I know as I'm recording this race, I know Sean wants to do score checks, but I'm currently going to record this race, so we will get the score checks eventually. It's just I need to get this race recorded for you guys, so it's out. So, of course, our motorsport schedule next weekend. Craftsman Truck Series Pole Day qualifying from Dover will start at 3 p.m. on Thursday. Pole Day qualifying for the Busch Series at 1 on Friday afternoon, followed by the truck race at 3. Saturday, Winston Cup qualifying from beautiful Dover at 1, the Busch race at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then next Sunday at 1 will be the Winston Cup race from Dover at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Darlington's going to be a really goofed up schedule. And I'll tell you why we say that when we cross that bridge. Because it'll be our first night race of the season. Of course, pole day qualifying will be at... I'm trying to think if I should do Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the races for night races. I haven't decided about that. Or do I want to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday like I normally have been doing? We'll see when we get to Darlington. I'll have your answer and I'll put all the start times down in the Discord when we get to whenever I get a chance. I will let you guys know what time the Darlington race will be. It's either going to be a 3 o'clock for trucks and Busch and 1 o'clock for Cup, or it's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern. I believe Darlington's actually one of our Crown Jewel events because this will be the only time we'll be going to the Lady in Black. We'll have to see. There's Lucy Myers currently off the pace. So Brad Lewis has gotten his damage fixed. He's now 1 lap down in the 40th position. There's Nathan Ormond. Looks like the damage wasn't too bad on his number 5. There's the aforementioned Tatum Wright, who is in the All-Star race. One at the track we'll be going to later in the year, Lime Rock Park. It's Liliana Beta. Back here at the rear of the field, Diego Marquez making his first start of his career in the Winston Cup Series, following his teammate Luke Knight. A Crenshaw. Helga Gunnarsson making her Cup debut in the 71. And Tennyson, Vanko Seaman. There's Samantha Grainger, Monica Towns. Timmy Turner battling with Brenda Ealing, making her second Winston Cup start of the season. That was Sydney Vortex, who just got up in the outside retaining wall off of turn number 4 just now. Annie Crenshaw, you just saw there in the 2. She won this race last season. She is our only winner here at the Magic Mile of Loudon, New Hampshire. As you saw Josephine Bouvier running the AAA colors this week as Cody Smart got up in the wall. Sean's going to go around the Altel Dodge. And back up front with Jay Green here in the one. None of our Rookie of the Year contenders have gone to victory lane this season. So they're looking to pick up what will be, well, with the exception of Liliana Beta, who won at Las Vegas. So we're hoping to have our second rookie driver to go to victory lane this season. The only rookie locked in the All-Star race is Beta, who won at Charlotte, or not Charlotte, Las Vegas, excuse me. As Ponzo Albanus looking for his first win on the year. Looks like they're getting closer to lap traffic. Yep, they're about to start catching lap traffic. Brad Lewis just up ahead in the 17 machine. Excuse me. We are right now in the window for these drivers that have not been to pit road yet, for these drivers to make it the rest of the way on one stop. Unless we might see some drivers do the undercut strategy, which could work in their favor, but could be bad for them because some drivers would have fresher tires than those that are on older tires. If you're counting the 3 races right now, this race going on, we've had 6 cautions. And a rare for 2 cautions is Lane Aurora just got up in the wall, so that will allow Matthew Hubert to go on by. We still have all 42 of our drivers on the lead lap. Brad Lewis is now 2 laps down. And he's already been passed by Todd Montgomery. So it looks like the damage did hurt his car, even though it was on the left side of the Terex Ford, as here comes Jay Green to get ready to start encountering lap traffic. They're also about to put Lucy Myers a lap down as a result. So Brad Lewis going another lap down would be his 3rd lap he will lose. With how spread out the field is, we'll have to see how this will affect the race. And troubles for Diego Marquez. Looks like the engine has let go on the 42. That's going to bring out a caution. Caution's out for the 42. What a huge break for Lucy Myers, who was in danger of going a lap down. And this caution just definitely saved her. Our second caution of the day, and it's for Diego Marquez, as looks like the engine let go on the 42 machine. And the first start for the 42 means it will be their first DNF of the season. So our second yellow of the day. These drivers should come to pit road. There is no question about that. And while these drivers come to pit road, we'll jump back and look at a replay to see what happened to Diego Marquez as we got pit stops going on here at Loudon. Now, this is what happened to Diego. Was running in 34th at the time of the incident. And there it goes. As the engine let go, and he passed the pit entry, and oh wow, he hit the pit wall is what happened. Yeah, he carried a bit too much speed And I don't know if he had oil on his tires or what, but whatever the case, just missed the pit road entry, hit the pit wall, and the officials had no choice but to throw the caution just like that. So Diego Marquez's day is sadly going to be done, and he'll be the first driver out of the race with mechanical problems. We're going to head back to the restart here at Loudon. Going to go back to green on lap number 45 of 100. We'll put us near the midway point of the race. Jay Green is the leader as Brad Lewis lost another lap under the yellow for whatever reason, but nevertheless. Ponzo Albanus is second, Luna Farmer third, Elena Aurora fourth, Matthew Hubert in fifth, Betty Johnson is sixth. Jacob TwoTwo is seventh. Good run for Jacob TwoTwo here in this stage of the race. Betty Barrett eighth, Josephine Bouvier ninth, and Senor Sean will complete the top 10. What blew on the 42? Well, they said it was an accident, not really sure. And also, Monica Towns has had mechanical problem. A clutch has let go on her Dodge dealer's UAW number 19 Dodge. So she is now out of the race. Boy, Monica really did not need this, if you ask me. Diego making his first start of the year. He's going to come home with a couple of points. And we are back to green here at Loudon. Monica Towns comes into this race 29th in the points. This is going to put her near that danger zone. The good news for her, the driver that came in 36th in the points, Carlos Rodriguez, did not qualify for this race. So that will keep her above 35th. Annie Thomas ran up high, so did Jessica Miller. I'm going to go ahead and turn my TV on, but turn the volume off. As they're about to start, probably put Monday Night Countdown on, because my team's going to be playing. Alright, now I got the football game on, or put countdown on. Coming to the midway point of this race here at Loudon. As I'm recording this race, this will be my last race I'm going to record for today. So I can watch the football game tonight. They say Myers off the pace, so there might be more than damage on the 4. I wonder if there's suspension damage on the 4. Got a little stack up here. I think it's from the Brad Lewis machine because Annie Thomas has already been free falling. As the 17's just continuing to hold up those cars on the outside line. Of course, Betty Barrett was inside the top 10. Senor Sean's dropped out of the top 10 as we're now halfway through the Lennox Industrial Tools 301 here at Loudon. As lap traffic playing a factor, and Ponzo Albanus just took the lead from Jay Green. Jay just ran a little bit high, almost contact with him and Elena Aurora. Hopefully they keep it together. Don't think fuel is going to be an issue for these drivers going forward. As looks like we are under the yellow for the third time today. I was getting ready to say, why is the field slowing down? But there's your answer. The caution is out for the third time today. Who brought out this caution? Looks like we had a wreck. Someone came to pit road. That's N Crenshaw. That's last season's winner. So I'm starting to wonder if N Crenshaw got involved in whatever the incident was. So our third caution of the day, and involves last season's winner, N Crenshaw. And looks like she will fall a lap down as a result. And we're going to find out what happened to her as we're going to jump back to the replays. We're past the halfway point here at Loudon. And this is what happened as looks like, watch the 48 of H Bluejay. She's going to get the wall there, and then she's going to bounce into N Crenshaw. And both of them go hard into the wall. Look at that. Up on two wheels for N Crenshaw. Then Brad Lewis gets turned by Betty Barrett, and that was caused of, couldn't tell who that car was. I think that was Turner. Yes, it was. So it looks like Turner and Barrett got together, hooked Brad Lewis, sent all three cars into the wall. May I remind you, Brad Lewis was a lap car for whatever reason. So Brad Lewis's day is done. I highly doubt Zachary Fitzwater is going to be happy about this, may I remind you. That's a tough break for N Crenshaw. Last season's winner came into this race 14th in the points. She absolutely did not need this. As the caution's out for the third time today, just past the halfway point. Let's get to the restart here at Loudon. We talked about, Loudon being a really fun racetrack, but also hard to get off of turn 4. We've been seeing that a lot throughout the weekend. So we're going to go back to green on lap number 57 of 100, excuse me. As Ponzo Albanus is the leader. Luna Farmer in second. Jay Green is now in third. We're going to document the drivers out of the race in a minute. Lane Aurora is fourth. Matthew Hubert fifth. Betty Johnson sixth. Seventh is Josephine Bouvier, Ashley Reynolds, Cody Smart, and Ashlyn Wright will complete your top 10. Out of the race after that one will be Brad Lewis. He will join Monica Townsend and Diego Marquez back behind the wall and out of the race. I'm not really sure what let go on Diego Marquez. I think the only reason it was an accident was because he hit the barriers of the pit wall is why he's out of the race. But not really sure what let go on that car, and that's a tough break for the 42, making their ninth start overall. The first with Diego Marquez, since Andy Thomas has gone to the 82 for the rest of the week, for the rest of the season. Back to green here at Loudon. As Luna Farmer, as Jay Green's got an oil leak. That's not good for a driver who led a good part of this race. So Jay Green's going to come to pit road. This is disaster for the guy that came in this race third in the Rookie of the Year points, as he's bringing the one car to pit road. Hopefully they can fix the issue and send him back out. This is going to hurt him in the points. And looks like they got it fixed. But unfortunately for Jay Green, he's now one lap down as a result. That's helped Todd Montgomery because now he's taken 38th away. So Todd will move up. Todd, remember, is 2 laps down. There's G Green back out on the track. I see Myers not having the run she was hoping for. Nathan Ormond, this is not the run he was hoping for as well. But the good news for Ormy, the gal that was trying to run him down for the rookie points lead, is already having troubles. As I just knocked over my green cup, thankfully it was closed. So we've had now 8 cautions this weekend. We've not had an incident on the back straightaway. All of our cautions have been on the front straightaway. There's Brenda Eveling up there in the 24 machine having a good run. Eveling making her second start, made her first start of the year at Pocono. She was a driver that ran in the Busch race yesterday. Right now, Todd Montgomery needs a caution to get himself just to be 1 lap down. As Luna Farmer overdrove the corner, that's going to allow Lena Aurora to go back by. But very impressive job for the driver out of Year One Motorsports, that 60 team. That's a go or go home entry trying to qualify into every race this week. Todd's starting to drive away, so looks like whatever the issue was wrong on that fuel issue, they got it fixed, and he's a lot faster, but unfortunately he's a lap down. He also set his fastest lap of the race at a 29.046. It's a shame that he's the fastest car on the track, but he's 1 lap down, so you can definitely tell Todd Montgomery, definitely has the pace to possibly could have had a good result, but just not meant to be, if you ask me. Currently 35 laps to go here at Loudon. Want to remind everyone this copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the World Racing Association for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast or retransmitted or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the World Racing Association is prohibited. Blue Hedgehog TV and the World Racing Association want to thank you fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. As Elena Aurora has been struggling trying to get around the FedEx Ground Chevrolet out of Joe Gibbs Racing. As the 11 just carried a little too much speed off of the corner. As now the 11 trying to hold off the 31 for the race lead. Luna Farmer trying to get into the mix as well. Can you imagine Luna Farmer winning this race? That would be interesting. Had a dismal Busch season last season, having a good season over in the Busch Series this year. Or this season, rather. And doing a phenomenal job here in the Cup race today. Started third, has been inside the top 5 for most of this race. Definitely been inside the top 10 throughout this entire race up to this point, as we're about to hit that number. The last thing Ponzo Albanus needs to see is a caution, because that would make things very complicated. Of course, Ponzo and Alina, teammates at DVR World NOS Racing. In fact, I think, 4 of the 6 drivers in the top 6 are DVR drivers. Albanus, Aurora, Farmer, Johnson, having a good run, and somebody has had an engine failure. It looks like it's the 01 of Ben Tennyson, but he brought that car to pit road, so we're going to remain under the green. That's a tough break for Ben Tennyson in the 01 machine. A valve has let go, so now he will be the fourth driver out of the race, joining the other three back behind the wall. But at least the good news for Albanus, for Tennyson, is that he'll still be in the top 35 in the points. However, he was 13th in the points, so he's really going to take a hit in the points after today's race. Ashley Reynolds having a great run. Our winner at Pocono a couple of weeks ago. Ashlyn Wright, ever since she's been back in the top 35, she's continuing to climb her way through the points table the last couple of weeks, currently 24th in the points. By the way, Ashlyn Wright failed to qualify for a race, so who knows where she would have been at this point if she would have made that one race. I think that one race she DNQ'd, I want to say was Las Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, it was Phoenix. So who knows what would have happened if she would have made Phoenix. Then we would have been talking about Ashlyn Wright has made every race this season in the Winston Cup Series. Other than that, she's really doing a good job. And she came in this race, as I said, 24th in the points. And with Jay Green, Nathan Ormond, and Lucy Myers already having a bad day, I think we might have ourselves a new rookie points leader after this, and it would be Ashlyn Wright. So nice job for the 19-year-old freshman out of the University of Cincinnati, born in Grand Forks, North Dakota. As Luna Farmer just overdrove turn number 4 just a bit. Sydney Vortex just got up into the wall off of turn number 4. And it looks like Lucy Myers just got around Annie Crenshaw. I bet she had that tire rub on the left front of her Lucas Oil Chevy. It's probably knocked the toe out, and it really has been hurting her handling since. Just past the 3/4 mark of this race. Hanzo Albanus looking for his first win on the season, which would mark that if he goes to victory lane, we will have the defending Cup Series champion into this season's All-Star race. Trying to remember when was his last win, Ponzo, that is. Ponzo has a Ponzo had one win all of last season, 5 top 5s, 11 top 10s. He's yet to have a pole, did not win a pole. And I'm going to have to go look at let me go look at his stats real quick. Unless I forgot to put his name on the list. It would actually be now 21, now that I realize. Unless it happened after, actually it happened before the All-Star race, I should say. from season one. I'll have to go back and look and find out when he went to victory lane. I'm trying to remember when was his last win in the Cup Series. It will be, if he holds on, his first win of season two, his second career Winston Cup win, first of season two, as I talked about. I'm currently still looking to find out when he went to victory lane. Ben Tennyson, we know, is the defending winner when we go to the when we go to Darlington in a couple of weeks. As I'm still looking to find out when the 11 went to victory lane last season. I'm still looking. I know J TwoTwo won one of the Pocono races last season. As Luna Farmer, by the way, just took the lead from her teammate Ponzo Albanus. They are teammates at World NOS Racing DVR. Didn't realize she already took the lead from Ponzo. I'm trying to remember when he went to victory lane last season. I think it was before the All-Star race, if I recall correctly, but I don't know where. Okay, now we're finally starting to find it. But Luna Farmers, now she's getting held up by Annie Crenshaw. I think it's Michigan, if I recall correctly. Last time Ponzo went to victory lane. And indeed, I was correct. It was Michigan the last time we went to victory lane. That was when we closed out the first half of the regular season. But Luna Farmer got around Ponzo Albanus and now is leading. Wouldn't this be a storybook for Luna Farmer? How would it be for Luna Farmer to get her first career win and her third career start in the Cup Series? That way she would go into All-Star break completely worry-free, not having to be in the Open. And she just finally puts, as they finally put the 4-car lap down, I'm amazed it's taken them this long to put Lucy Myers a lap down. And Senor Sean is a lap down. Not sure what's up with Senor. Oh, he had a tire going down. That's why. There would have been no other reason why he would have been a lap down as a result. Tough break for Senor Sean. This is not going to help him in the points. I can tell you that for certainty. As they're already on Monday Night Countdown. And Sean came in this race 11th in points. Boy, this is not what Sean needs. As Luna Farmer, if she wins this race, that would be a huge booster for her going into Busch next week at a Dover. And we'll be talking about that in Busch Pole Day qualifying next week. And she would be our second rookie driver to go to victory lane. Our correction would be our third rookie driver because I forgot Chloe Erickson went to victory lane. But none of our rookie drivers that have been in the top 35 so far this season have yet to go to victory lane. The only rookie that went to victory lane was Chloe Erickson back at Coca-Cola. Then again, the only full-time rookie who was still in the top 35 that went to victory lane was Liliana Beta. So I was wrong. It was two rookies. So if Farmer wins, she would be the third rookie driver to go to victory lane here in the Cup Series. Wouldn't that be something? As a part-time driver, may I add. And of course, Lauren Gruvius has been struggling trying to qualify the 41 car into the show every week, ever since she took the ride from Ben Erickson, who's been on D&Q list of late. And I tell you what, if Farmer wins this race, there's going to be a lot of rumors of her possibly coming up here to the Cup Series next season. Wouldn't that be something if she pulls off a shocker? And to be honest with you, I would be really shocked if she pulls this off. Had a tough year in Busch last season. Now she's 8 laps away from doing something that I don't think any of us are, even Luke Knight and myself are looking at each other going, boy, she needs to be in Cup. Can you imagine can you imagine Luna Farmer pulling off this big upset as Albanus just ran the corner wide and he's in the wall? Ponzo Albanus is in the wall with Elena Aurora. Is that going to bring out a caution? The answer is no. The answer is no. And both drivers got damaged. What a tough break for the 31 and the 11. Now they might have to come to pit road. Brenda Eveling's got an oil leak. That's not good for her. That's a tough break. She was running in the top 10 here in our second start, and that's gone down the drain. And now, just like that, the pressure's off of the 60. If she pulls this off, I'm going to be in complete shock. But look who's right behind her, Kevin Joseph. Kevin Joseph is in second as a result. And he comes in this race that critical 35th in the points. What a well-needed run for the Travelodge Ford out of Roush. This would be a well-needed run for a driver who's really one spot away from dropping out of the top 35. This is a well-needed run for Kevin Joseph. The question is he going to have any time to catch Luna Farmer? Ponzo is back to 5th. I don't know how much damage he's got on his car. As we got 3 to go, and I can't believe my eyes. Somebody else came to pit road. That's Todd Montgomery. Well, Todd's already had a rough day. Looks like this might be a gas and go. So looks like we might have fuel mileage possibly coming into play. As we're down to 2 to go, can Kevin Joseph catch Luna Farmer, the Busch Series regular? Wouldn't that be something, a Busch regular bushwhacks the Cup field? Wouldn't that be interesting? But never say never as Kevin Joseph has reeled in that 60. And we're coming to the white flag, by the way, which will be the final lap, sponsored by Credit One Bank. And there it is, white flag. That's the flag Luna's been waiting for. One more time around New Hampshire. boy, we are about to have an upset winner here in the Cup Series to cap off what has been a great weekend. Through 3 and 4 in her third Winston Cup start, it's a first career win for Luna Farmer, who will take the race here at New Hampshire. The Lennox Industrial Tools 301 goes to Luna Farmer. First career win in her third career start. She becomes the third rookie driver to go to victory lane, and Luna Farmer is going for $1 million when we get to Daytona for the All-Star race. I bet none of us saw that one coming, including myself. And for the second season in a row, a female driver goes to victory lane. It was A Crenshaw last season. It is Luna Farmer this season. What a job for the young rookie of the 60s. She's going to victory lane. Kevin Joseph will get second. Well needed run for Kevin Joseph. This will no doubtly get him away from 35th in the standings. Betty Johnson got third. Great run for Betty, so she'll stay in the top 10 of the points leaving today. And I bet you that first career win for Luna Farmers, there's going to be tears of joy for her, if you ask me. Ashley Reynolds will get fourth. She dropped 5 spots down to 8th in the points. This will keep her in the top 10 of the standings. And Ponzo Albanus looked like he had the dominant card to possibly win this race or finish second. Got turned by E Aurora. No fault there. I think that's a racing deal. He'll end up having to salvage a fifth. I believe he led the most laps, but came in this race 19th in the points. This will keep him in the top 15, move him up through the points table. Cody Smart had a quiet run in 6th. He was 34th. So 34th and 35th in the standings finished in the top 10. So well-needed runs for those drivers. Jessica Miller, well-needed run to stop the bleeding after the struggle she had. She gained a spot to 6th in the standings, so she'll stay in the top 10, finish in 7th. E Aurora will get 8th. I know she didn't mean to do that to Ponzo Albanus, which I'll probably dismiss that as a racing deal. And she came as race 28th in the points. This will move her up through the standings. Josephine Bouvier will get 9th. Bouvier came into this race, as I'm looking for her. She's 21st in the points. Good run for her 9th. And how about Sydney Vortex? She was involved in that first caution of the race with damage. We didn't know how much of that damage affected her car. They worked really hard, got the pit stops they needed. Well done to her. Battles back to get 10th. If that doesn't tell you Sydney Vortex is ready for the Cup Series, I don't know what does. But well done to that 92 team. Pat yourself on the back. You've done yourself a very good job. Ashley Horton got 11th. Good run for Ashlyn Wright, coming off a good momentum yesterday. So Ashlyn Wright's momentum continues to climb her way through the points table. And a great run for Matthew Hubert, a go-or-go-home driver in 13th. Vanco Seaman, Jacob TwoTwo complete the top 15. Let's see, looking through the rest of the results. Brendan Rogers got involved in that first incident of the race with the Nathan Ormond Lucy Myers deal, but he'll come away in 22nd. Helga Gunnarsson, didn't talk much about her, but at least she completed the race, completed all 100 laps. So Helga, I know she's going to be disappointed with 24th, but you got to give her credit to get that car in the show in your first attempt. You got to keep your chin up high there for that young lady. I bet you the Icelander is definitely going to be, I know she's disappointed, but she got to keep her head up high as far as that's concerned. But these drivers did not have themselves a good day as you look on down to the remainder of the finishing results. Nathan Ormond came back to finish 26. Not the run he was hoping for, but it could have been so much worse for Nathan Ormond. Liliana Beta, really not sure what happened to her, as she fell off like a rock in 28th. Brenda Evelyn, tough break for her, was running in the top 10 at the midway point of the race, fell down the 33rd lap down with an oil leak. Michael Anderson finished the last car in the lead lap. Jay Green was leading, led a good part of this race, ended up 35th. Sean Art with a flat tire, 36. And Crenshaw, Todd Montgomery were the last cars to finish the race. So 38 on track, finished the race, 32 on the lead lap. Todd Montgomery that fuel issue, got it fixed, never got a lap back, never was able to recover, came home in 38th. And then four drivers did not reach the conclusion of the race. Three of them, or Ben Tennyson due to mechanical failure. Brad Lewis was involved in the three cautions we had today. Monica Towns had mechanical failure, and Diego Marquez also had mechanical problem, even though it was listed as accident. So we're really not sure what blew on his machine, as he will come home in the 42nd position. But looking at where drivers said, I think Vanko Seaman will take the points lead over Annie Thomas going into next week at Dover International Raceway. But congratulations to Luna Farmer. She gets to hoist the lobster. And first time we've said this weekend, a Busch driver just bushwhacked the Cup field, which I don't think anybody saw that coming. But in all fairness, Luna Farmer drove a brilliant race here today. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed today's race. Subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We showed your full finisher results. Your point standings are down in the description as a result of today's race. And we'll see you guys next week at Dover for Trucks, Busch, and Cup. Until then, for our studio engineer, Caleb Hobbs, I'm D. DeVos. Thank you for joining me and saying good night from Loudon, New Hampshire. We congratulate Luna Farmer on her first career win in her third career Winston Cup start. Coming up next, we'll join the Infinity Network Sports Studios programming already in progress. We'll talk to you Thursday from Dover. You've been watching the World Racing Association Greatest Racing since 2013 on the World Racing Association's Multimedia Network.